Hello everyone, today we're going to be meeting a dysfunctional family, one where their 4-year-old boy is supposedly the cause of so much trouble. Before we get started, let's meet the girl who contacted me and made me aware of this situation. Roll the clip.
My family is crazy. Where do I even begin? First there's my brother Caillou, who does insane stunts and gets into trouble all the time and even commits crimes. Then there is my mom and dad. They ground my brother Caillou for extremely long periods of time. What gets me is that it seems like they always forget about it. So that's why I contacted Dr. Phil. I wanted to find someone who could maybe sort things out and help us live like an actual family.
Rosie, thank you so very much for coming on. I think what you did is very brave. Tell me, what was the first sign that you had something was wrong?
Well, it all started when I was born. No, really, I mean it.
Please elaborate.
For as long as I can remember, my family was always this way. There never seemed to be a time when Caillou and the rest of my family got along. Was there a time where they got along? Probably before that.
I see, so this has been ongoing for quite some time.
Yes, it has.
In that case, thank you Rosie for your time. I think it's time for me to meet with your parents, Boris and Doris. Now I think it is an appropriate time for us to bring out the parents to get their perspective. Afterwards we will talk with Caillou to get his. Anyways, roll the clip.
Our son Caillou has always been trouble.
Personally, I say that is an understatement. Caillou is the definition of a kid that does whatever he wants and doesn't care about the consequences.
Our son also gets arrested often and he is only 4 years old. I have never heard of another kid of that age having a record with the police.
Caillou is obviously the one tearing this family apart. He obviously needs to change his ways, otherwise, we will never truly be a happy family.
The amount of trouble he has brought to us, he has done so much bad to this family.
It's good to meet you Boris and Doris. Now tell me, more specifically what your son does, as well as the things that he gets arrested for.
Where do we begin?
Well, he gets in trouble in school all the time. Everything from pulling pranks to assaulting others. He is also failing school.
Not to mention the things he does outside of school. Trespassing, public nudity. He also took our car one time and drove around for Uber.
Wait, he drove for Uber? How did he even do that?
He took my driver's license and started driving. Uber doesn't really check that kind of stuff, you know?
I see, so tell me, what kind of punishments do you do for Caillou when he does these kinds of things?
I ground him. I ground him for trillions of years.
For trillions of years? Are you serious? That is absolutely ridiculous. Now I was talking to your daughter Rosie Eiler. She was saying something about you guys forgetting the punishments that you give him.
Well, I suppose we do get a bit lenient about it every now and again.
I mean, it's only natural.
Well, that is all good to know. Well, thank you both for coming and speaking with me. I think it's about time we bring out Caillou. Roll the clip, please.
Yep. It's me, Caillou, the man, the myth, the legend. My parents have a habit of blowing things completely out of proportion. They ground me for insanely long periods of time and yell at me at the slightest inconveniences that I give them. Honestly, they are the big problem in my house. You would think they would have a firm control over their emotions, but apparently not. It's completely ridiculous. Personally, I wish I had more chill parents.
Caillou, thank you so much for coming on. Now if I get this straight, you're just saying that your parents blow things out of proportion and you wish that they would just calm down, am I correct?
Absolutely. I mean, to me, they're complete sociopaths if you ask me.
Sure seems a lot different than what I saw when I talked to them. Now Caillou, your parents were telling me about things like you getting arrested and getting in trouble all the time in school, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Can you explain why you do the things that you do? I mean, you realize how much this will all affect you later in life, right?
I do, to be honest. There are many reasons why I do those kinds of things. Part of it is to get attention. Some of it is because I find it fun or funny.
Is that the entire reason? So part of it is you want attention?
Yeah! I mean, if I don't, then I would be just an average kid, and that's not who I am. Rosie is the one who always gets the attention from my parents.
Alright, I see then. I think it's about time that I bring back out your parents so that we can all talk about this together. Alright, now that we are all finally together, let's first start by addressing Caillou's behavior. Caillou says that you two blow things out of proportion, but he also did admit to doing the things that you claimed.
Really? Caillou, you get in trouble at school all the time and get arrested.
Now personally I say you guys are at least somewhat justified in getting upset. Now, the key word here is somewhat. We have one very big thing that I absolutely have to address here, and that is the grounding. Now, can you guys tell me why you ground Caillou for trillions of years?
Well, you see, we believe that by giving Caillou a big enough and severe enough punishments, it just may fix his behavior.
Yes, it's our way of showing the consequences of his actions.
Alright, I see. Now Caillou, how do you feel about getting grounded that long? I can see that this is clearly not working on you, is it?
I mean, yeah, what's the point of behaving well if I will never live enough to get ungrounded?
That's what I figured. I think we came to a bit of a breakthrough here. Your punishments clearly mean nothing when you go to that long of a period of time. Not to mention you guys forget about the punishments, so what's the point of them?
Haha, take that, Mom and Dad. Dr. Phil is on my side.
Caillou, I am absolutely not on your side. In fact, I'm on nobody's side. I'm just on the side of doing what is right. Because of your parents' insane punishments, you have absolutely no idea how much trouble you would get if you do the actions that you do. When you get older, there will indeed be actual consequences. Jail time among many other things that will ruin your life.
So what do? We can't just allow him to go unhinged and never punish him.
Here's what you do. Create reasonable punishments for things that Caillou does and actually talk and pay attention to him and explain why his behavior is wrong. Don't go around shouting at him all the time. Give him your proper attention and help him understand how his actions can hurt others along with himself.
Finally, someone who isn't crazy and actually sees that my parents aren't always in the right.
I might have to go back to smoking if I had to deal with Caillou myself, but you have to do what is right and ensure you have a healthy environment for Caillou to grow in. Now, I think I know what to do here to make sure you guys get back on the right track. Now Boris and Doris, I will be giving you my book on parenting. That way you will have the skills and the know-how to ensure a better place for Caillou. As for you Caillou, I'm sending you to the ranch.
What? But I have no salad.
Not ranch dressing kit. I'm going to be sending you to Turnabout Ranch. A real working ranch that will help teach you responsibility and good skills that will help you when you return to your home life.
Oh. Well, that actually doesn't sound too bad.
It's not, trust me.
I mean, taking care of horses and shit, all the while not getting grounded, sounds like a pretty good improvement to me.
I hope you two understand what you have to do as well. In order for all of this to work and for Caillou to do well, you have to do your part as well.
We understand.
Well, I already know Caillou agrees to go to the ranch, but do you agree to allow Caillou to go to the ranch?
I agree.
I agree too. Perhaps they will give us the time we need.
You hear that, Caillou? You're going to the ranch.
Cool. This ought to be interesting. Perhaps I could even make a video out of it.
Meanwhile, a few days later, at the ranch.
Yeah, this is actually cool. The ranch is a lot of fun. Though I could deal without the horse poop.